Hey, this is Ralph, and in this video I want to go over some rounding capabilities in Excel 365. So before we do any true rounding functions, I do want to point something out. I'm going to go ahead and create a column label there for not rounded, and I've had a number of students get a little bit confused on this one. Let me go ahead and do an equals my original values, and I'll bring those down. So basically my not rounded column is the same as my original value column. However, I'm going to take that column and I'm going to hide decimal places. There we go. So even though it looks like it, these are not rounded numbers. So we just have to remember that, because even though we can see that this first number is 0.9 where the original was 0.886, you would say that that's rounded, but it truly isn't. And if we were to calculate with this number, we would have something other than 0.9. So make sure you're aware that rounding and basically hiding or showing decimals are two different things. Now let's do a simple round. Now I'm saying round 0 intentionally. I'm going to click equals. I'm going to start up the round function. I'm going to select the cell, in this case A2 to round, and then for the number of digits I'm going to put 0. This is going to round that number to the whole value. And I can see this number is now free of any decimals. Now, are the decimals just hidden? No. If I were to show decimals now on this value, you'll see that it's all zeros. This number has truly been rounded from its original. I'm just going to hide those decimals again. Now let's try something else. This time I'm going to round 2 places to the right of the decimal. So equals, and equals round, parentheses, and then click on that original value, comma, 2. That'll be 2 to the right of the decimal, closing parentheses, enter, and I can see that this value, 0.886, has rounded to 0.89, as it should. If this number was 0.8845, it's going to round to 0.88. Cool. Now that I can see that working, excellent. Let's go ahead and round -2 equals round the original value, comma, -2, which is going to be 2 places to the left of the decimal. Perfect. So 9406 rounds to 9400. 6984 rounds to 7000. Hopefully you can see the pattern now. Now additionally, we have round up and round down. Equals round up, cell in question. I use this sometimes when I'm calculating scores, which you should be happy to hear. So round up A2, and then how many digits? I'm going to go ahead and say 0. Now, at a glance, that we name, actually, no, I don't, yeah, 0 is good enough. Actually, let's enhance that. I'll make it exaggerate a little bit. I'll do -2 so that we can really see the difference. Here we go. So when I round 2 places to the left of the decimal, my first value was 9400 because it was 9406. But with round up, it went all the way up to 9500. Fantastic. So that's the round up function. There's of course a round down, which does the exact opposite. And last but not least, let's check out the MROUND function. Make sure I'm active in the sheet. Equals MROUND. I'm going to select the value that I want to round, and then I put in a multiple. Make this one really obvious, I'll put in a multiple of 10, which is basically going to round this number to the nearest tens place. This could be an easier way to think about the rounding function. So 9410 for that first value, whereas 6116 rounds to 6120, 1198 rounds to 1200. So we can put that multiple right in there, whether it's 2, 3, 10, 20. Well, I guess 20. Yeah, I guess 20 could work. Let's see what happens with 20. It should be multiples of 20. There's not a big dramatic difference, but 8414 instead rounded up to 8420, because 20 is closer to 14 than 0 is to 14. So yeah, we can see that work, and Perhaps there's some situations where that's going to come in handy. But for the very least, the basic round function is equals round parentheses, the value that you want to round, and then do you want to round to the right of the decimals with a positive number or to the left of the decimals with a negative number? Take care.